Hi guys, it's Annalise Hagen, the Yoga Face, and welcome to my channel. I'm an expert on facial rejuvenation and beauty through yoga, wellness, and spirituality. I'm the author of a book called The Yoga Face, and I developed a facial yoga workshop 15 years ago. So I am an expert on facial rejuvenation through yoga. And I wanted to show you today an exercise for fine forehead lines. One of my viewers requested this specifically, and I thought it was a really good question. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to come up close. Now this is called your frontalis. It's easy to remember because it's on the front of your face, your forehead, the large band of muscle. And I've shown another exercise frequently that I like, where you do this, and then you do this, right? And you hold down the muscle with your fingertip resistance, right, like this. And you have to really hold down that muscle very firmly while you're doing the movement. So you'll see that it is moving, but you are also kind of gluing it down without dragging or pulling the skin, right, like that. So that one's really good for general toning of the forehead. But if you want to work on fine forehead lines, there's an exercise that I just started teaching that I really like, and it does two things. It smooths the fine forehead lines, but it also lifts the forehead itself. So one of the signs of aging can be a drooping forehead, a more prominent brow ridge as the eyes begin to hollow. Why does this happen? Basically, we lose fat from the face, adipose tissue, as we age, which is one of the reasons as you age, it's a good idea to not get too thin, because it really will leave your face. And you can really give yourself a lot of natural filler without going to get injections if you just keep a couple extra pounds. Like if you're on that kind of border, go with 1 extra pound, because the first place it leaves is the face. And I've learned this the hard way. So right now I'm actually carrying maybe a pound or 2 more than my ideal weight used to be, because I noticed as I was getting older, it was going right out of my face and making me look a lot older. So there's a saying the French have, at a certain age, a woman has to choose between her face and her figure. Now, I don't think that's true. I think you can have both naturally, but you just have to watch it. Okay, so because the bridge of the brow can become a little bit more prominent, we're going to lift it. And we're also going to smooth the fine forehead lines as we do this, okay? So I'm going to come in close. You're going to take one hand, the pointer and the middle finger, and make a V like this, okay? And then you're going to do another one here for resistance. And you're going to do that same move I showed you before in the other exercise, like that. All right, but at the same time, you're exerting this influence with the fingertip pressure and its resistance to build the strength of the muscle. All right, 300 of these are recommended. We're gonna do little 20 sets of 20 to 100. That was 20. That makes 40. That is 60. $80. And that's 100. Okay, I'm coming in close. You can see by the red that there's some oxygenization. I can never say that word, oxygenization going on, meaning I'm bringing oxygen into the area with the muscular repetition. The exercise itself is oxygenating and bringing fresh blood supply to the area. The deal with face exercise is facial muscles work just like body muscles in that they benefit from resistance and repetition, right? Repetition and resistance will strengthen the muscle, it'll plump the muscle, and as we age, muscle fiber gets longer and thinner and more droopy. So you want to pump up face muscles, and that's going to smooth out the skin over the surface and make it more taut. Okay, so when you do the one I just showed you, it's important to really get that fingertip resistance going. And you saw I had to readjust my hand because it was kind of slipping. But that's the key. This exercise is not gonna work if you don't A, do the repetition, and B, exert the resistance to build the strength and tone of the muscle. Okay, so I always recommend clean skin and slightly moist. For this one, it gets a little slippery, so don't moisten too much with an essential oil or a lotion, some kind of moisturizer. You do always want to put some moisturizer on your skin when you're doing these exercises so you don't drag it down or pull it. All right, let's go in for another 100. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 40. 60. 80. I'm switching hands because my hands are getting a little tired. I'm smiling. That made 100. Why did I smile? Sometimes when you do a face isolation in one area, the other parts of the face want to jump in, recruit themselves into the movement. And often when we concentrate, we start to frown, which pulls the face down. So if I have to err on the side of my face making an involuntary expression or a voluntary expression, I will smile because it lifts the face up and it keeps the face calm. Okay. So going back in, and if you've been doing these with me, you know that this is harder than it looks. It is harder to isolate the muscle movement while holding down the fingers and offering that resistance, which is all integral to lifting and smoothing the forehead. So let's do it one more time, one more set of 20. Ready? All right, take a breath. Let everything out, be nice and relaxed, and let's do it one more time. So we're gonna make that V for victory across the band of the forehead with the pointer and middle finger, and then a middle or pointer finger of the other hand, and we're lifting and releasing, and then we're stabilizing and we're offering resistance. Let's do it. That's 20. 40. 60. I'm gonna change hands, I'm getting tired again. 80. And 100. Okay, so that was 300 reps. If you do this every day for about a week, you're gonna see a difference. If you do it every day for 2 weeks, you're gonna see a really big difference. If you combine it with one other exercise, which is natural botox, and I learned this from my colleague and student, Claudia Garcia. She's a plastic surgeon in Colombia, and she's a fan of my work. I'm a fan of hers. We teach each other stuff. She taught me this one, and she calls it natural botox, or the thinking woman. So this is an energy one too. You're gonna work with the third eye, which happens to also be like the pituitary gland point, and a liver point coordinate in traditional Chinese medicine. You're gonna breathe into this area on a 4 count, hold it for 4, exhale it out for 4. And when you breathe in light. I'll talk you through it. Okay, we're gonna do that a couple times, then we're gonna do the next component, which I'll show you. Okay, so put one finger here and inhale to the third eye. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine glowing light and exhale out. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale gold light into the third eye and filling up the whole head. Out. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling life force. Hold it there, let it just swell into your whole face. Imagine this kind of golden sparkly light lighting up your head like a Christmas globe or a holiday globe, and exhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now do the same thing with your fingers like this on the inner eyebrows. Four count. Hold it, let the light swell in the third eye, and then exhale it out. One more set. Good, and then lift up your head with the fingers and wing them out to the forehead, rather the hairline. Again, you're gonna go point your middle finger to the inner eyebrow, pull up the head with that and wing it out to the hairline. We'll do it one more time. Let's do the 4 count. And breathing into my third eye. Sending light and prana to the third eye, and then I'm lifting up my head and I'm winging out the V for victory to the hairline. I found these acupressure points, and these are acupressure points too. So when you stimulate these points here, you're lifting also and smoothing the forehead and the brow, okay? And you can see that that makes a huge difference. If you rewind this video from when I started to where we are now, just those 2 exercises, my forehead is more lifted and it's more smooth. So if you do both of those every day, you're gonna notice a big difference. People might ask you if you got work done. You can tell them you were doing the yoga face. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more content. Again, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell for notifications. I'm planning on doing a lot more content posting, and I have a teacher training coming up, an online course July 15th. It's gonna be 4 days in a row, an hour and a half each day, and I'm gonna tackle a different area of face yoga every day for an hour and a half. And the first 3 are 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, and the last one is 12 noon Eastern Standard. If you are in a different time zone, just keep that in mind. And if it's hard for you to attend live, I'm gonna be recording and you can access that way. So go to yogaface.net, that's my website if you want to register, or if you want to just ask questions or put them in the comments, I'll be checking. Okay, namaste in natural health and beauty from the Yoga Face.